Hey you guys, Amanda here, Rebels Against Government, no N because we don't like nuts in it. Look, I realize I'm a little counterproductive because I was upset that we weren't in Austin where we were needed. But I want to go over some things with you just to prepare you guys, okay? Because I don't think you guys grasp what is going on right now in our country. They violated the people's First Amendment rights in Austin. The lady that was going to have the parade or whatever, they weren't able to have it. They were peacefully protesting with signs and whatnot. These counter-protesters show up and ruin the rally or the protest, basically, and they stop them from exercising their First Amendment rights, okay? Freedom of religion was discussed in this. They actually had a bunch of video where they were discussing, well, this is our freedom of religion for Muslims and Sharia law and da-da-da-da. Well, let me tell you this. The Confederate flag is also a religious symbol, so you tit for tat on that. You can't attack the Confederate flag. And I was so happy to see my American and Confederate flag waving there at the rally, even though I couldn't be there, and I'm so sorry I wasn't. I sure did plan on meeting up with Antifa, but I was led astray to Houston for a publicity event. Okay, not what I'm interested in. I'm not there for fame or popularity or money. I'm out there to discover who's paying these people and unravel this, okay? Because they're attacking our police. They're attacking individuals, and until we stop it, it's not going to stop, okay? Our laws are being used against us. They're using the freedom of religion and yada, yada, yada. But yet, we don't have those same rights. All right? I hope you understand that. There was a point where they were talking about the Soros payment and who's funding them. And he said, well, I want to know where to get paid. Where's the website? Where do I go? Well, it was all over Craigslist. You can go to any college court board. It's at Tulane University. I know for a fact it was in Denver, Colorado, because I intercepted it. It's community activist groups and nonprofit organizations. They basically fund this terrorism, okay, in our country. Democrats. I'm just letting you know, Hillary Clinton's all up in it. Southern Poverty Law Center is quoted in all this media, and even the commentator for that video. Southern Poverty Law Center is made up of Democrats. The majority of the board are former Clinton aides and foundations, and Louisiana is considered the most racist state because they pay these people like $3,000 to holler racism, and then the attorneys get about $100,000, and it goes to the Clinton Foundation, and they are the ones that did the Stop the Hate campaign and collected all of our Confederate monuments, okay? These are donated items, so technically taking them down and not returning them to the daughters of the Confederacy or the sons of the Confederacy is theft. That's all it is. They are trained in psychological warfare. They basically agitate you. They have trained speeches. You've heard the same chants all over the country. In New Orleans, Austin, Texas, New York City, Seattle, Berkeley, California. They're screaming, cops and Klan go hand in hand. Well, yeah, they technically did, because that was the original purpose of the KKK. It didn't have anything to do with black people. It was getting the men that were beating on their wives or stealing or whatever. I mean, that was the original purpose. And it was disbanded in the South because the North started sending people down here with the American flags and killing black people and stringing them up. That got blamed on us too. What the hell? Anyway, y'all. I just want to give you a little rundown on them. I mean, you guys have to understand what you're dealing with. And if we want to combat this, the only way I see to do it is to get some of our young adults to go into the colleges, look at the court boards, find these groups. And we need some spies. That's what we did back in the Civil War. The women came over, Mary, the one that had the brothel, basically, where the Lincoln ordeal occurred. She was a spy. And that's what it's going to take to get this down. I want our militia to get prepared. You need to be recruiting these young men at the gym. You need to be recruiting them at community events. The military, I mean, they can't do anything because they're saying that they're not allowed to honor Confederate veterans, which is a violation in itself. How are you going to assault one veteran and not another? I mean, insulting Confederates is the same thing as insulting a veteran to me. All right. You guys just work on this, and I mean, we're going to have this happen again. And then you had a lot of trolls on that video commenting, there is no Sharia law, this is Islamophobia, or whatever they say. Y'all, there is. They've put judges in that put their hand on the Quran. And when we left the rally in Houston, I had my black coworker with me. She's a female. We pulled up to the men handing out the paper, you know, and collecting donations. And they looked at my front Bayou Rebel Confederate flag, and they pointed it out and looked at me hateful, okay? Then the guy come up to the window, and he's seen Shari sitting next to me, and he's like, "Hey, sister." I gave the guy $1. I got one of his papers, and I'm going to show it to you tonight. Fockerin's all in it. They're demonizing Trump. That is tied to these protesters, y'all. I mean, for them to have rehearsed chants in all these different big cities, and then them being bussed in, and all the walk-in vaginas that you seen during the alleged Woman's March, who's funding all this shit? We don't have that, y'all. And we have all these people doing all these GoFundMe accounts and everything, and then you got people griping about the groups. I'm not in a group. I am an individual. I take my own time. I take my own money. All I do is sell some damn flags. Okay? And I feel like I should do that. I do ask $20 for them, but hell, I'm going 6-7 hours away sometimes, and my back hurts, like, really bad. I'm in pain today, like, unbelievable. And then I come home and had to mow my yard, so I don't feel like I'm asking too much for my flags for $20. You know, and I'm just doing that so I can try to fight these Antifa, y'all. And legal ways is the only way I know how to do it. But until I'm able to track down their funding source, then I haven't made any headway. So, you guys see what you can do. These militias, we need some young people in the colleges that can help us out here and lead us in the right direction. And try not to get led astray online for these events and such. We need to be at areas where something has actually been restricted. I couldn't go to Florida. I didn't go to St. Louis, Missouri, because I knew that wasn't going to go well. Just because of the flag issue, it created diversion. Just like in Houston, they segregated the Confederate flag from the group. You guys, if we don't show unity, if we can't even get together because somebody's offended by a flag, and then all the false media that they're putting out about it, come on, that's a violation of my rights. That's a violation of freedom of religion. That's a violation of just, oh, so many things. I'm honoring my dead. Those are my ancestors. The government cannot tell me that I cannot honor my dead. They cannot tell me that I have to put away a flag. That's why everybody in South Dakota and Nebraska and everywhere else is flying it, y'all. Because the government told them they can't. They don't have a right to do that. It's a violation of the First Amendment. Come on, y'all. Get up on this.